Hi, everybody. So I am here with Mia, and we're going to be doing something really amazing next month. And the energy I feel will be softer at that point. So I'm very excited. The energy is wild right now. Mia can hear the wind. Hopefully, you guys don't hear it, but I have a feeling you can hear it. Yeah. So how are you, Mia?
Riding the wave, the waves of the wild and the weird. I've been pretty good, but it's also been intense. The time has felt really wonky and strange where I'll be like, wow, I have all this stuff to do. And then I like really focus. And then it's like the end of the day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did one thing, but I was so focused. So it just feels like a very interesting time. And yeah, I'm trying to like have time in nature and just like also ground out and then use the energy that's there that also feels really like I don't know what the word is, frenetic at times
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so many people like, I mean, I feel like I'm so excited about what's unfolding that like the world stage and all that. Of course, I'm just like excited about that and it kind of gives me energy. But then I remember and kind of tune in with people here and there. I'm like, oh wow, this is really it's really intense for people too. Like there's a lot of people really going through it, a lot of people leaving the earth
Yeah.
now, and a lot of people in confusion. So just also holding space, yeah, holding space and doing what I can to share and uplift around all of that.
hmm Yeah, I think people are being forced to go within right now. And I know there's a lot of crazy behavior going on, and then a
Yes.
lot of a lot of passing away going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been
Mm-hmm.
a wild ride, especially the last like month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels, I just got chills. Yeah. It feels there's a lot of, I call it like unhinged energies where you just see like, oh, wow, for those who aren't grounding it or yeah, working to clear or just to heal or whatever, that it's like, wild, wild,
Yeah.
wild
You're like,
outburst.
oh, okay. I had no idea that was gonna happen and come out of your mouth. Yeah. A lot of really interesting things. You're like, okay. So you're just wondering how they're going to do. And the big thing is just letting them do whatever they want to do and just hold space for them and not interfere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of let it unfold. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, there's just some kind of trippy things. Just even in the neighborhood, neighborhood dynamics that I'm seeing, and I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, just gonna hold space for that. We'll see how it unfolds and send love and ask for divine guidance. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Everything's being stirred up right now.
Mm,
And it's like we're at the peak right now. And I felt like we were at the peak many times, but it really feels like the peak.
it's like, yeah, feels
Yeah.
like the tower moment because I'm like, well, the tower, I kind of have been writing about the tower moment for a few months now, but it feels like, yeah, it was like a gradual. Now it's like I don't know, the burst.
And all the stuff is coming out everywhere with people, with the outside world, and also more of the NPCs are showing up, and we're more
Mm-hmm.
aware, I think. I was talking to somebody today about the medical community, and one of their parents is dealing with that, and just like, I don't understand. Are they all NPCs? I was like, not all, but a lot, you know, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are NPCs at this point, more than ever before. So I'm excited for that phase to move its way through because we'll have plenty of company. You know,
Yeah.
there's ETs, there's all kinds of beings around that we can have for company. We don't need something that's not real to be in front of us that's looping all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel for me, I've really kind of just taken a step back from engaging really with anybody that is really like really upset and triggered about what's going on. Like if someone directly asks me a question, I'll answer. But I'm just, yeah, like you said, kind of letting them, whether they're whatever the kind of being they are, go through that, because it is kind of very, very triggering for people. And I no longer feel like I need to save them, or I need to make sure I explain it to them so they get it, because some people just, they're just going through it in their own way. That seems really uncomfortable to me, but it's sort of, yeah, it's for them to work out. And so I just
Yeah.
blessing that, letting that unfold, not engaging.
Right. Not engaging and just kind of letting it run its course, because there's a lot of change going on. And just in people's bodies, there's a lot of change.
Yeah, it's so huge. Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited because I mean, that finally, like, that kind of Godfather 3 Pope moments happened, and that just felt like such a massive turning point to me. And it's just feels like it's on now. We're just breaking through.
It is. It's on. We're coming through it.
We're coming through it. It's all unfolding, you guys. It's so
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, and then I feel like here we are, like we're really, especially those tuning into this, and us holding the vision for the new world in our hearts. It's like that, moving into them, remembering and embracing Earth as a magical realm, and starting to really cultivate that perspective and focus there instead.
Yeah. It's the ones who've been able to hold the vision. I feel like they're going to come together first
Mhm.
and really build. So there's going to be a lot of building going on, whether it's building a community or building, a structure. It's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of building. And everybody that comes after that will be contributing to it and then eventually taking it over as the ones who built start to go and just kind of do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense, because it feels like a lot of us, here, I feel this way. I feel like I've been on like a mission, and I've been doing this mission for a long time now. And like I also
Yeah.
will feel good to just step back for a moment and appreciate, because we've been, even though a lot of it's been joyful and fun, it's been like a lot of hard like work and really focused work, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it feels like
And going through all the intensity at the same time.
Yeah, having to
Yeah.
go through all the things, because that's somehow, I think people go like, how are you so calm? Or like, how are you doing the things? Because I do these events, and it's like, well, it's not really, I wouldn't say, I don't think it's easier for me. I just am like, I feel the mission and I know where we're going, and I just trust and go through the fire. But it's not special or anything. I just decided to, like, that's what I'm doing, So
Mhm.
it's going for it.
Yeah, it's one foot in front of the other
Yeah.
every day. And once you get used to doing that, you're just consistently doing it and
Mhm.
it feels intense, but okay.
Yeah, it feels intense, okay. And I think that's all. I always love to share this, because like that's the thing. It's like going through that portal, more the more you do it, yeah, you strengthen that muscle, so you're gonna be okay. Like, no matter what, you're gonna be good. And that's so huge. And it just kind of, it's seeing through the illusion of the fear basically, which
Yeah.
helps on all levels, because there's so many illusions of fear we've had to move through. And yeah, and now, like you said, it's like the collective is moving through a lot of their versions in a way now. Yeah, to be in sovereignty, to find
Yeah.
that peace
Yeah.
in their hearts.
Just like the horse. That was
Yes,
such a
just
divine intervention. I love that so
I
much. I was like, oh yeah. The horse
know.
won the race. Yeah.
Sovereignty is one. I know. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, it's all about that. And that's been coming up just, yeah, so much late. I mean, it's been like the theme for like a while now, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, and what was so funny is sovereignty won over the journalism. So journalism, and I was like, that is so hilarious. Nobody could have been able to manipulate that like that except for the universe itself.
Yeah, that's so funny. I know, it's amazing. It's such an amazing time, and that's what I'm seeing, just like so much more synchronicity, so much faster. It's just like it's all coming in. and so many messages. And it's, yeah, again, it's like if we focus on the magic, it's like that, it's all right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, to segue into, I mean, that's why I'm so excited that we're gathering in June for this event. And if you guys don't know, I'll share the info below, but we're gonna gather on Kauai for mountain medicine. And it feels like really stepping into the vision in a very concrete way of like where we're going, and calling in all the beings that that are keepers of the frequency. Because essentially, like, yeah, what you were just saying, honey, it's like that's like the visions I've been having. I started getting really clear kind of pictures of this in like maybe 2016 or 17, and it was like that, okay, everything that I had been really praying for and visioning and like desiring was already happening, already unfolding. It was already, I mean, it was already done in the quantum, right? But it was like literally unfolding at that moment. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, it was all unfolding, you know, everything we know now that is happening, because I didn't know yet then. And a big piece of what was so beautiful about that vision at that time for me was that there were these, I think it was, you know, the way it was languaged to me was keepers of the frequency, and that we're all over the earth, and that it's like a quiet revolution. Like it's not, it doesn't have a name to it. There's not a group. It's very quiet. And that like when we see each other, it would be like a soul knowing, soul recognition. And we would just see like, oh, you two are like carrying this frequency, and that it would grow kind of like candles all over the earth. And at the same time, the earth grid would be like strengthening, coming back to the majesty that it once was. The frequency is raising. And there would be like this time kind of like the gathering when like we would all start to like come together, and then that's really kind of like the celebration, because that helps strengthen all of it and helps us keep that frequency of joy alive, so that we can just create, really. Because yeah, it's like it's like, and I know you always say, honey, it's like moving into a being universe, and that's what that was to me. It was that frequency of just being where like the law of synchronicity just is, and we're attracting what we need. And essentially it's also like how Bajar talks about how like what's going to be the biggest surprise to humanity is that we're like living in a magical realm, and that's the way things really work. And that's kind of like the download I got. And it was like at the time like, oh, whoa, it was so high frequency and huge. I mean, it like I almost could cry now. Like for a long time when I would tune into it, I would just like have tears, because I think it was like me starting to move up to that frequency. It's just really powerful. Yeah.
It is. It's really powerful, and it's a perfect location because of La Maria, and
Mhm.
also because of all the green. Because we're
Yeah.
gonna move, you know, the whole world is gonna be green in the future. And there will be certain places that are not as green. Maybe there'll be sand. But in general, we're going to have a very green and oxygenated world.
Mhm.
So to come into that and to feel it and to have your feet barefoot in the dirt and in the green grass, like that's going to be so beautiful. And just those few days together, you know, with the people that you have gathering there, I'm really excited to be there. And I've never been to Hawaii, but I feel like this is the time to go. And I know when we went to Australia, I was like, oh, that feels like a lot. Feels like a lot, you know, to
Mhm.
do. And this is back when I was still corporate, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And um, my higher self said, go. You have to go. And the person that I was talking to about higher self was like, you need to go because you have to take a leap. And I think leaping is really in the collective, you know, coming into that consciousness now, because it is time to leap.
Mhm.
And it's time to allow the universe to basically catch us and
Yeah.
to keep us, buoyed up. And I feel like for some people that might be a long ways to travel, but I'm just so excited. It is a long ways for us as well, but maybe not as long as some people. Um, it'll take us a full day probably to get there. But just to be around the land and to be in all the nature and all the green. I mean, look behind me. Wow. Like it's just so lush. And that's what we're coming into. Somebody asked me about the temperate climate. Is the temperate climate coming in? Because they had sun in England. And I was
Wow.
like, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm so happy for you. It was so not sunny when we were there.
Hmm.
And it's like, I think we're shifting. And if you look at what's happening with RFK and the
Hmm.
changes that are happening, and I want to put this on YouTube, so I won't get too crazy, but the changes that are happening right now with trails in the sky, people
Hmm.
getting in trouble for doing that, all the things that are starting to shift, we're going to shift really quickly.
Hmm.
And for some of us, it may feel slow because we've been waiting and like anticipating, but in general, it's going to be very fast.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, because it's all set up behind the scenes or already in motion. So it's like the announcement feels like the biggest piece. They just had to like disclose, let everybody know, and then it's happening. The shift
Yeah.
is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and then too, the ETs won't have that material anymore. So we
right.
might start to see ships more often.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many here. I mean, I feel Hawaii is it's a portal place to me where the energies are so heightened and I thrive in it, but sometimes people come here and they just kind of short circuit. Like it's a lot, I feel you really have to ground the energy. But it's beautiful because there are so many sightings and so many beings, and I call it like fairyland, this land that I live on because there's the elementals. It's just so alive. It's so dense. But to me, in just a really beautiful and rich way. And so I see the clouds and the funny shaped clouds all the time. And then on Kauai, where we're going to be gathering. And this just like the way I work with, when I get a ping that we're supposed to do to a gathering, it's like it's very intuitive. It's not super linear often. So it was basically like this location called us in. Call us in. Okay, you're
Yeah.
supposed to gather here. And then I go through the steps. And then if it works out, if it's very fluid, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the call. So this land is very sacred to the Hawaiians, and it's known as the portal of the souls, as the mother, and the island is the mother in a sense,
Mhm.
Kauai. But it's in front of what appears to me to be a giant Titan mountain,
Yeah.
and they call another mountain on the island the sleeping giant. So there's already this legend of the Titans there in Hawaii, and then Kalalea, where we'll be in front of, looks like a sleeping giant too. And then yeah, is the portal of the soul. So it's a very potent area on the island, very sacred, very special. Beautiful. You can see the ocean. The ocean is right there. And it's very lush, very alive. And it just feels here like you said, honey, it's like so full of vitality and vibrancy, um that you can't ignore it. And I think that's why in general, like Hawaiians, people who live here, are so much healthier. You're in the sun, you're grounding all the time. I mean, I wear very little like clothes here. I don't wear shoes most of the time. You're in the water, you're cleansing with the elements, with the sea, with the salt.
Mhm.
It's like what you're saying. It's like where we're going. It's so much easier to be in harmony and in vitality and health when you have that at all time. You just live that way. The windows are open all the time. I'm always getting the sunlight in my eyes from the morning and the evening, you know. It's like a way of life here. And that just lifts your spirit so much too. Just that you're like hearing the birds all of the time. You don't feel that division with nature in the same way that I know that I did when I lived in like New York, you know. It's
Oh, yeah.
really different, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and maybe that goes without saying, but I feel like I want to describe it because for those of you that feel the call to come gather with us, it's like really like a big part of it is just like being there in the energies of those that feel aligned to the vision we're all holding. Like that, it's like a ceremony of alignment, just the gathering. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed and we don't have to intellectualize it the whole time. It's just being there together with that soul family kind of gathering, and then being on this ancient land. Again, I'm getting chills where you can feel what people would call Mu or Lemuria. It's just really, really powerful. And those that tune into it who live here, you know it too. It's just like a quiet understanding, you know, of that ancient lineage, you know. And what's special here too is that a lot of people, you know, the Hawaiians that hold the lineage, but even people called here, it's like they know that, you know, they know that and really honor that. And they have that memory. You know, sometimes it's even in talk story from their lineage handed down to them, which is so special that it's not broken. And it's broken in so many places on the earth, you know, of course, on purpose. And of course, that's, I'm sure, why they wanted to kind of try to destroy Hawaii, you know, and take the land. Of course, there's all of that here too. It's very like layered, but it feels to me it's like they wanted to do that so badly because we remember here. People remember the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. Um,
Well, and it's because the environment remembers and it's
mhm.
still in the same mode. Like the plants are in the same mode. That
Right.
energy is still there
Mhm.
and we're going to feel it when we're there. And I think probably everybody that goes will have had at least one Lemurian lifetime. So
Yeah.
many of us were there over and over again. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so special because it's like how it helps me so much more easily to talk about it in the shift because it's like I remember, and I can even remember being like 14 years old and writing this poem for a class and picturing this place and this life. And I feel that it's where I live now because I go to this one area on the ocean and I'm like, I had a realization, oh my gosh, this is what I was picturing when I was writing that poem as a child.
Mhm.
Um, and so having that, it's so much easier to like hold the vision because it's like, no, you guys, it's very real. You can feel it here. You can feel like what I interpret as like how it used to feel before the fall. And when people come and get in that flow here, it's just easy to be in alignment. It's like I would be taking a walk in the morning. I remember one time early with my dog and I met this local fisherman, this Hawaiian uncle, and we just had the most beautiful, expansive conversation. You know, it's really easy to get into that flow and alignment here. And then just proceed, you know, from the heart, you know, and I just haven't experienced that anywhere else I've ever been. Um, so it's like so special.
Yeah,
Uh,
the frequency is really high there. And
yeah,
we'll raise it even more when we're all together.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and I just want to. Can I read this? There's a couple
yeah.
things from the. I think this is so beautiful, and I feel it really. Um, I have a couple books, or I have a lot of books. With beautiful writings by Hawaiians. And then a friend recently sent me this from a Hawaiian mystic named Hale Makua. And he's actually from the neighborhood I live in now. So it's even like more special to me. But he's kind of well known now because he was the one that was featured in that bowl, the book of or the bowl of light. Forgetting the name of the author, but he's kind of a well-known like healing arts facilitator too. But it's kind of really about like and everything they share in that book or I mean, it's kind of it's like that again what we're talking about. It's like that Hawaii carries like the key. It's like that it's aloha. And okay, well, I'm just gonna read it and then we um Akua, which is God kind of in Hawaiian, is the continuum and reflection called life. Akua never judged anyone. Those that speak in the name of Akua have judged you. By contrast, Akua, the sublime, has allowed and loved you. Akua, the continuum of divine understanding, has allowed dogma, wars, and condemnation. Akua is an allowing essence, and allowing that equates as unconditional love. Akua is unconditional because it is everything in the continuum called life forever. It is only when you accept others' condemnation that you condemn yourself. Allow them their truth. Yet, if you want to know everything, it is here. All knowledge is now because it is within you. Just ask your Aumakua, which is the higher self, and emotionally feel yourself knowing the answer to your question. Then you are sovereign. Then you are free of this dream. Understand the nature of people, understand the nature of their convictions, love them and allow them. The voice of Akua is ultra thought, an extreme high frequency that triggers powerful buttons of emotions that affect your uhane, your mental soul. Do not get caught up in the dogma of metaphysics. Live the whole of the teachings of nature, of life. The high frequency will come when you allow it to come. It has to do with the emotions that sweep you up. Ultra thought is a feeling, a wave of knowingness that you just know instinctively. There are no words to describe it, for words are limitations. It must be experienced directly. Be in the silence of nature. Allow yourself to weep and be alone and be humbled. Desire it and allow it to come. Find joy in everything. To be sovereign, to be free, is to always know that you move in the grace and the love of the Aumakua, the higher self, within. Know that all your experiences have been purposeful and needed in order to cultivate compassion and love for every soul. You have been allowed to be limited and ignorant because you are loved. There is nothing to fight about or protect in the name of Akua, for Akua never needed fighting for. Akua is living for. When you absolutely know who you are and what you are, then you are in complete freedom. And then you are a soul in complete sovereignty. Do away with the dream that has kept you repeating yourself lifetime after lifetime. Change only comes when you desire to no longer spin on the wheel of life, the cycle of living and dying and being reborn, and finish the dream of limitation. Then you will have absolute control of your life once again. The terrible trauma of human drama are religions that teach a judgmental Akua that is arduous to please, and Akua that dooms you if you do not follow strict regulations and orders. What is important is not to believe in Akua, but to embrace Akua. There are no miracles in beliefs, only knowingness. What has kept you on the wheel of life? Attitude, your perception of life? What has kept you asleep in the dream? Guilt? Fear? The feeling that you are unworthy to see the face of Akua? This is all about failing to understand that the face of Akua is your own reflection.
I love that.
I love that. So yeah, that was kind of long, but it's like I was like, whoa, boom. It's like kind of it's like why I think I'm getting chills. It's like the Christ consciousness that we're moving into is like it's like the seed is here and the mystics here really know that and can articulate it so beautifully. And it's like that, yeah, it's not about religion or control. It's not even about language. Like we can't even put it into language. It's really about aloha. And that's what we're returning to. And sovereignty. It's just like, oh,
Yeah, it's a beautiful time to be alive now because we've moved through most of the yucky stuff. And yes, the reflection of it is showing up in the outside world. And even within us, like there are days where you're just so cranky,
Mhm.
and that's been part of our own purge that we've been doing to let go of old stuff that we don't need anymore. We're really walking into something amazing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really like, and that's what I say. It's like, it's really like for me beyond words, it's like a feeling and a frequency. And yeah, it's alive here and you can tune into it anywhere. And I love that. So it's like if you feel drawn to the dolphins or the whales or even Hawaii and you're not here, like you can still attune to it. It's just easier here. And I think that's part of why a layer of why I was called here to be able to share from here because it's special that way. Um and yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to being able to gather with you, honey, and everyone and like sit by the fire. Like it's kind of like more of a being universe here too, in the way you talk about it. It's like all of the things are kind of alive here. It's the you don't always have self-service here. So a lot of people bring people here and they're like, oh, no one's on their phone. And sometimes it's because there's no self-service, but also people aren't used to being on their phones. People are used to tuning into nature and being present. So there's like that presence. So we'll gather by the fire, we'll share, we'll talk story. People will share. We'll have if you have a musical instrument, bring it. People can jam, play guitar, ukulele. People are more open with sharing here. It's kind of a more open space in that way too. Where people feel more comfortable being vulnerable, which is beautiful. And yeah, we'll also call in the ETs, honey, it's such a potent place. And Bree, who is coming also, she tunes in with them as well. So maybe we'll have some visitations.
I love it. Yeah. It's time for that. Yeah.
I'm looking
Well,
forward
and
to
Lemurians are ETs at this point. Like
right.
they don't love it as much, like being in ships, but they do it. And I know that I've had them around me quite a bit because I've been Lemurian several times. And they're blue. So that's really fun.
Little things.
Yeah, they're blue. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, and that always makes me think of the beautiful little sad movie about the ancient tree, right? Um, mm, yeah, and the blue beings.
Yeah.
But yeah, so looking forward to tuning into them. And I also just want to share too, like kind of a logistical thing, because I know that, um, well, basically, if you feel called and you want to come camp on the land with us, it's really special to camp here because it's really easy. It's like it's almost, it's so temperate, like the weather is so lovely. Like often like me, friends will go drive to the other side of the island and go, just take some blankets and a pillow and camp. Like it's very easy here. There's nothing that's like icky, and the weather is lovely. So like it is very easy if you want to. And it's also special to be able to camp on this land because it's sacred. And also it's easier and like affordable to do that. So like all the things. And it's lovely to wake up together and just have that kind of vibe. So if you feel called, come stay on the land with us. And if you're like, even considering that, like no, no, thank you. Like some people are also going to be staying nearby. So like you don't have to camp, but it's just like a special thing that we are able to offer that for this. So yeah, but whatever feels aligned for you guys, we'll be like activating in the morning and then um Farmer Dave, who's a beautiful musician and holographic sound healer, is going to
Oh,
guide us in
fun.
Qigong. And then we'll have a lot of different fun things going on, and it's very family friendly too. We have a beautiful teacher who's also a musician, um, coming to do keiki activations, like stuff with the children, arts and crafts and music. So yeah, I just want it to be like a soul family vibe, and just kind of everything goes, and a space where we can talk about anything and everything, which is in itself so rare these days.
Yeah.
unsacred container.
Well, and it's time. We're about to gather together in big ways, and we have to start gathering. So I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about the weather, of course. I really like it's so cold here right
Oh
now.
my gosh.
I'm just excited in general to be in all the green and to just kind of hang out all day
Mhm.
and by the fire with people and just feel that community because we're going to do all these projects. And
Mhm.
then as we get kind of wound down, because people are not going to need projects forever, but
Right.
as we go through these projects, then it's going to be community that starts to come in. And
Yeah.
there'll be beautiful communities where people are really happy and they're not huge either. I don't see them as being huge.
No, and this is how I feel. Yeah, and I feel like this is an activation point, and I keep getting this. And that like so, me and my girlfriend, we started Mercado Sagrado as an experiment and a project in 2014, and it was coming in for me before that, for years before that. I was like getting downloads of what that sort of turned into. And now I've been getting, and now it's, 2025, and there's been like an arc of expansion. And when we started that, when people first came together in person at our first gathering, it was like a huge activation point that felt to me like it was gathering in the ethers. Like people were connecting in the ethers and then online and whatever. And then it crystallized into this just like, phew, um, moment. And from that moment, like so many beautiful things came out of that. So many like projects, so many collaborations, so many businesses, so many like relationships, babies. Like it's been so beautiful and such a gift to just be involved in something like that, where I can see how it was like the flower of life. It started with me and then Carly, and then it turned into this tapestry of like beauty and collaboration and community. And I'm really feeling like this is the next activation point. Like that was kind of an arc. And then a lot of the things happened and we accomplished so much. Like there has been a sea change. Now, so many of the things we seeded back then as like a big collective are culminating now with like Maha and real change. Like we were the ones who like were aware of that we were pushing that through. And now it's like this activation point where we're kind of like in this energy revolution. And on the other side of this arc, it'll be like, we will be a new earth, and
Yeah,
everyone will know like everything is energy and everything is frequency and the way things really work. So it's like an activation point to bring people together to again like do projects or maybe meet their beloved or just soul family like that. It's like unless you've experienced it, it's hard to put into words, but it's like so powerful, these moments of that, because they just expand exponentially. So that's whether it's this event feels like that to me, but really like this time. And I know there'll be more events, but there's usually for
yeah,
me, there's been like a catalyst point and it feels like we're kind of there. Yeah.
we are. We're there. I agree. We're totally there right now. And there will be other things, but I really feel like this is going to be so special because of where it's at and because we are kind of the change makers coming together,
Yeah.
you know? So the more we can come together, the better, you guys. So excited for that. And it's going to get easier and easier to do so. But yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, oh, they're talking about the maglev trains now on the mainstream. They're talking
Mhm.
about the personal, portal time travel. I mean, it's all happening. It's like all I think it's like to a degree, like we're ready and we're hearing it, but I see other people just being like, did they really say that? Like, whoa, like it's starting to really permeate the
Yeah,
collective. Yeah.
so good.
So
So
it's
good.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this was lovely. Thank you so much, Mia.
Thank
And we'll have everything below, and I hope to see you guys there.
Me
Gonna,
too.
yeah,
Yes, if you feel the call, come gather with us. It's going to be so beautiful, and we're already connected. So it's just going to increase the magic and connection, and I can't wait. Yeah, thank
yeah.
you, honey.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me there. I'm excited.
Yay!
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, you guys. Aloha.
Thank you.